wanted to give you a quick little life update on everything that's been going on. I know that I haven't been posting very much, and some people have asked me what's going on, and I figured that I would just come on real quick and talk about it before I continue on with my regular posting. Basically, I've just had like a lot going on this month. I've been really busy, and I've just had some different obstacles. I've been like kind of disappointed that I haven't posted as much as I set my New Year's resolution to post, but that's okay. So let's just dive right in and I'll tell you what has been going on in my life. And this is also just to keep you guys updated, especially like my people back home who are watching, hi guys, so that everybody just kind of has an update on me, I guess. So Garrett came to visit this past weekend, which was amazing. We had the best time, even though we spent a lot of it doing homework. It was still just so much fun and fun to fall a little bit back into our natural rhythm. But I was really sad when he left, and I was sad before he came down, which is one of the first things that I want to talk about in this whole video. I've just felt a little bit sad this month. I wouldn't necessarily say like depressed or anything, but I do tend to fall a little bit closer into a depression in February, and like when the winter just goes on for so long. And I wouldn't say that I'm necessarily depressed, but I've definitely been sadder than usual. I'm just like more like in a slump, I'd say. Anyone who has done long distance knows how hard it is, I'm sure. Just the fact that you can't be with your favorite person is so difficult. And right now, because Garrett and I are saving money for our travel and for other things, we're only seeing each other once a month, which is just really hard because it's just not enough. But we only have a few months left of long distance, so we're kind of holding on to that to get us through it. And even if you've never been long distance, if you're dating someone that you've been dating for a while, I'm sure you can imagine how hard it would be to only see them once a month. And especially if you've lived together, which Garrett and I lived together for 3 years before this long distance kind of happened. So it's just like a big adjustment. It's really hard to live without that person always being there. And if you are interested in how Garrett and I make our long distance relationship work, I tend to post a lot about it on my Instagram, which I'll have linked down below, so definitely check that out, and you can check out some of my posts about it on there. So anyway, I've just been like a little bit sad this month, and not even always just sad, sometimes more just exhausted. Just in like a little bit of a rut. I had so much energy in January and I started a lot of projects, and then I just kind of ran out of steam a little bit. And I'll talk about those projects next. But anyway, my energy just felt like it went away in February. I would pretty much come home from work and like go to sleep, which is like crazy because it would be like 6 p.m. and I'd be ready to pretty much just go to bed and sleep until the next day. And I did have videos planned, but I just didn't have like the passion for them at the time. And I can be such a perfectionist that it was really hard for me to kind of let go of that and to make them anyway. I try really hard to not let like me being a perfectionist get in the way of making content for YouTube, because if I did, I would never post a single video because none of them are as perfect as I want them to be, which is natural because I'm just starting out. I'm just learning how to do all of this, but it drives me a little bit crazy. And there was one video in particular that I was filming that I'm sure you'll see when it comes out that was driving me nuts because it just wasn't matching up with the vision that I had for it in my head, and I kept getting so frustrated, and I wanted that to be the next video that I put up, so I kept feeling like I was at like a dead end because I would start working on it, I would get frustrated, and then I wouldn't make any other videos because that was supposed to be my next video. Just kind of kept getting like anxious about the fact that it wasn't going how I envisioned it, and I can do that a lot in life. Like if you picture something a certain way and then it doesn't go as planned, it can make me really anxious. But I think that like in general, it's better to kind of like to go with the flow, you know, rather than to be so rigid. But I have a lot of trouble with that, and I was having trouble with that this month. So that was kind of like all of like the mental health type of reasons. But the other thing is that I just genuinely had so many other things that I'm working on. So when I do have the time, I have been doing other things as well. I love doing things on both YouTube and Instagram because it's such a great way to be creative. I love the feeling of like capturing a moment and posting on Instagram and starting a discussion about something or anything like that. It just makes me really happy. I also love the feeling of making a YouTube video and feeling like I'm getting like a time capsule of a period of my life that I'll be able to look back on later. I'm genuinely really passionate about both of them, which I don't know if that sounds stupid, but I am. One of my dreams is to turn both of these into at least a part-time job so that I can do them while I'm traveling and while I'm going to grad school. I'm hoping to go and get my doctorate degree. I'm gonna do a whole nother video on like my 5-year plan. If you're interested, let me know down below. But I envision this as part of my plan. Both YouTube and Instagram can take a lot of effort, and the thing is that I finally started receiving some sponsorship on my Instagram, which makes it hard to always pick working on YouTube when I'm not getting any money for doing YouTube. Like, as I'm sure you know if you're watching this, I'm a really small YouTuber. I don't make any money for any of my videos, and that's fine, and I love doing it anyway, but if I sometimes have the choice between the two and I feel like one of them is getting closer to my dream of being able to, you know, support myself, then it's hard to pick the one that isn't doing that. The other thing that's been taking up a lot of my time is that I'm currently working on a paper that's going to be submitted for publication at my work. So I work in a research job right now. It's a short-term thing. It's like a post-bac position, and it's something that I'll talk about at the end of the summer. I don't even know how much I can really go into detail about it. I'm hoping that it'll be fine for me to talk about, but I know right now while I'm there, I can't even say the name of the place that I'm working. But obviously anyone who knows me in real life will know what I'm talking about. But I worked really hard to get this position. I love the work that I do, and I'm finally starting to kind of, not that I haven't been getting things out of it, like experience and learning and everything, but I'm starting to actually get something concrete out of it, like a paper. My name is on a different paper that's being submitted right now, but the paper that I'm talking about that I'm working so hard on, I would be a first author on, which is like kind of a big deal in the science community. And I don't want to totally get my hopes up, you know, I still have to submit it places and it has to get accepted somewhere. But the point is that that's taking up a lot of my time to write that paper. And I'm just working really hard on it. Also, that I would love your support about it, because one of my favorite parts of doing YouTube is feeling like we're all like a little family and we all have this support of each other. And this is one of the biggest things happening in my life right now. The last thing that I wanted to mention is that I've been trying to like push myself to go out and socialize more, because I can definitely fall into like a hibernating mode when I'm doing a lot of YouTube and Instagram and stuff, because all of that is stuff that you can do just from your bedroom or alone at a coffee shop. You don't have to really have a lot of social interaction. And I haven't really made that many friends here in Maryland. Definitely not nearly as many as I have back home, and it's a little bit hard, but it's hard because like I don't have the motivation to push myself to make new friends, because I have like 3 or 4 down here, and that just seems like enough a lot of time, because I'm like, I'm going home in a few months, what's the point? But that can definitely like impact your mental health, I think, especially when you're kind of just like hibernating and barely seeing anybody. One of the reasons why I haven't been uploading as much is because I've been actually going out with people and doing things and everything. And I'm going to continue to do that. I'm hoping that I'm going to get ahead in my uploads and have everything scheduled out, and then I won't have to have everything so rushed. So those are basically all of the updates to my life. I was really inspired to just get back on the wagon, to just get a video out, even if it was just like this life update video by my other YouTube friends. They're all amazing, they're so inspiring, and they seriously just like push me to do so much more with this. I'm gonna have all their channels linked down below. And I love watching them, and they're so great about being consistent. Their content is so great. I know that you'll love them, and they just make me want to do a better job too. So you guys are gonna love them. Definitely subscribe if you like their content. And if this is your first time to my channel, also subscribe and turn on the bell notifications so you don't miss a video. I have a lot of exciting plans now coming up, and I'm feeling a lot more inspired, so I don't want you to miss any of those videos. I feel like now I'm finally like motivated to get back into it. Let me know down below what's going on in your life. I love hearing everything that's going on. Like I said, I feel like this is like our little community, and I really appreciate sharing that with you guys. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram and give this video a thumbs up if you like hearing these life updates. Bye guys!